Hey, what's up, guys? So, I want to post this because I'm a member of this Facebook Breathwork group, right? And you see some of the craziest things on there. And somebody who teaches breathwork, like, you realize there's dangers in it and you don't want to be leading people astray. But there's so many people just blindly put this stuff out there, and it's dangerous. So, in this one post, I'm going to show you. Here's this guy's hand. So literally, his hand's like paralyzed, right? So it's like, hey, what's this all about? So the post is, hey, today I experienced something I can't explain. I would like to know if anybody has similar experience. I've been doing breath work for about 2 months, and today I did a shamanic breath work. 20 minutes in, both of my hands were stiff, painful, as the image shown. So the guy's like, basically like this. It's like frozen hand, like palsy hand, right? And then there's so much pressure on my hands to the point that it scared me. My feet were buzzing like crazy too. I chose to stop and slow down my breathing, and it took me 20 full minutes to relax as my hands stood frozen in this position. My whole body's still shaking. What have I just experienced? Why did my hands freeze like this? Should I have continued to hold 40 minutes of breath work? Like, what? I'm like reading this saying, what? What do you mean continued? So then there's people all over. Oh, this sounds like tetany. It's a common experience. It can happen during breathwork sessions. Not to worry, it's not permanent. Or you can do slow, long breathing like a yawn. You will get some amazing benefits of breathwork without the tetany. It's called tetany. Like, people are just so sure. It's called tetany. And when you breathe in energy and you have a lot of fear and tension in your body, it blocks the energy flow. So normal fingers and feet go stiff. But you can also be more parts of your body. That's why you should do sessions with a professional rebirther, right? Like, okay, you shouldn't just run. Like, this isn't just dangerous. Then, oh, here, I'm a 10-year rebirther teacher in El Salvador, and you've experienced tetany. So everybody's an expert now in this tetany thing. Like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me? I guess it's Breathwork 101 when you go through yoga teacher training and all. It's like, breathwork should be smooth and all. It's dangerous. You know, you just don't go into shamanic breathing, like, and anytime you're having any of these type of experiences, like, back off. Here's people, from an emotional standpoint, it's memory usually and trauma. As you master your breath and you go through it, your breath will become your best friend. Oh, these symptoms will disappear after 2 to 4 conscious connecting breathwork sessions. These symptoms are not dangerous. It's just a bit uncomfortable. And if it doesn't go after 2 to 4 sessions, you may want to check your blood or calcium deficiency, blah, blah, blah. It's normal. I've seen a lot of people get into this breath work, and they call it Charlie horse for some reason. It's physiological response. Here's another one. Totally normal. Can just be scary and letting the breath fall out of you, blah, 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 blah. And then here's me. No, not normal. It's a danger sign, and you should listen to your body and not the poor advice of those telling you it's nothing to worry about. Breathing is personalized and not a one-size-fits-all practice, and should be done with caution. And I said, remember, Satan is the prince of the ether and the air and masquerades as an angel of light. So if you ever read the Bible, you know that. And then, so don't just blindly listen to these light workers, right? And then here's the reply I get from that. Well, tetany's 100% normal. We lead a weekly breathwork class at Be Love Yoga Studio in Tulsa, and every single time, several people get it. No injuries, no problem, right? And then severe signs of tetany, I put down laryngeal spasms, like voice box spasms, which can cause difficulty in breathing, bronchospasms when the muscles in the airway in your lungs tighten, painful generalized muscle cramps, vomiting, seizures, decreased cardiac function such as irregular heart rhythm. This is all from Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, right from the web. Like decreased cardiac function such as irregular heartbeat, arrhythmia. The major causes of tetany are not life-threatening, but severe cases can be. Severe episodes can lead to rhomboamylosis and potentially life-threatening condition caused by muscle breakdown and muscle death. And it says if you have mild symptoms of tetany, talk to your healthcare provider. And if you have severe symptoms, call 911 or get to the nearest hospital as soon as possible. So here's this breathwork group, and all these people that are purported breathwork experts just flat out giving wrong advice. And for me, who's been teaching breathwork since 2008, and I'm not blindly in any of these practices. I've pulled it out of those. I teach athletes. I'm teaching a professional soccer club and athletes, so it's not cloaked in all this shamanic and rebirthing and all these things that are not proven. They were made up even after the yoga community got to it. Even after, like, people go through training with Iyengar and go through actual pranayama training, and that's the normal how breath work's going. No, this is just people taking it and adding it on and putting their own flavors or micro movements on it, and literally, like, this is not something to be messed with. Like, you should not be just rushing into breath work and doing like hyperventilating, like Wim Hof kind of stuff, where like preloading and you're like, no, it should be smooth, man. Like breathwork 101's like smooth breath work, taking it in smoothly, not rushing it, nothing forced, like no pain. This isn't the gym. It's not no pain, no gain. So I just have to rebuke the people on this website and the dangers within it. And like, this is not the breath work I teach. This is not condoned by probably most people who are logical, who actually are safe, who have been athletes, who aren't just blindly like, yeah, I'm a healer and that's it. It's for my world and this occult world. Like, come on, seriously. Not the whole world is in that right now, and it's very dangerous. You know, you're calling on spirits from the other spiritual realm. So if you're anywhere even close to being hip to spiritual warfare out there, or if you're even close to being any type of Christian or believing in a Christian God, like, you know, the breath is a medium. Like, these are just mediums for the spirits to travel. So it shouldn't be messed with, shouldn't be screwed with and taken lightly. And these are danger signs. So people on the breathwork group on Facebook, wake up. Get your head out of you know what, and start to look into what you're just saying is all safe. Oh, it's all cool. It's good to go because I've done it. And look, I'm experiencing like out-of-body experiences and supernatural experiences. Yeah, no wonder. You're like, you're getting into a realm. It's like anybody would do that. You're hyperventilating. Of course you're getting lightheaded and it's showing up as, wow, that was cool. That's like, I'm getting high from the oxygen. What? Are you kidding me? So anyway, I just had to put that out there. I can't rebuke this enough and say how dangerous it is enough. So all you Tetany people who think Tetany is something that like, oh yeah, it's Tetany. It should be just something that's accepted and you'll get over it. Nah, it's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. And you're a danger by condoning it or teaching it. Here's the other response. Yeah, true. Everything you said's true. You might have to go into the ER. But that being said, statistically, you're more likely to be injured or killed by Tylenol. So it's accepted and safe. Okay, Joe from Facebook, or Rebecca from Facebook, it's tetany as per above comments. Happens with mouth breathing practices, including forced exhales. Some people talk about it as an energetic thing, and it may be that, but also there's a physiological reason for it, starting to change the carbon dioxide-oxygen blood ratio. Super normal condition. Yeah, super normal. Having your fingers spazzing, having your hand like in palsy hand. Yeah, super normal, girl. Yeah. Let me take your class. Here, where do I sign up? Let me pay you double for it. Great advice. Here's another one. It's called tetany. It's energy release. How cool is breathing? Like, yeah, how cool is, oh, I'm ready to go into seizure or stroke. Or it took me 40 minutes to recover. I was scared out of my mind. Didn't know what was happening. But I feel better about it now because the Facebook people were telling me it's called tetany, right? Tetany, it occurs because pH changing and lack of oxygen to the brain and more carbon dioxide. Okay, that should tell you right there. You're doing a breathing technique so you get lack of oxygen to the brain and more carbon dioxide to the brain. Isn't that the opposite? Don't the pH levels balance themselves? Isn't that the oxygen, the CO2, and the acidosis? And don't we all overbreathe? And isn't it about just reducing the amount of carbon dioxide because we're all taking in enough oxygen anyway, so it's naturally going to balance the pH levels? Like, what? Well, isn't it when the athlete's coming off the field and they can't breathe and people are saying, breathe, and why are you telling them to inhale? They should be exhaling first and getting rid of the CO2 so they can make room for a fresh inhale to actually invigorate the body, to bring balance back into the body. Isn't that what should be happening? Not, yeah, more CO2 into the head. Yeah, that's why it's happening. Because you're doing it wrong, right? Because it's dangerous. Miss Tetany people. Tetany Facebook group. Why don't you just start your own group? Tetany group. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, here's 2 other ones. Happens all the time. We call it Wim Hof gang signs. Totally safe, man. Yeah, totally safe. I got you. Because Wim Hof does it, right? He's like one of the few people in the world that can do the cold immersion therapy and hyperventilate and it used for him, right? But then everybody and their mother has to do it, right? And it's just safe. Yeah, here's another one. They say this is normal effects of intense breath work. No, it's not. It's not normal effects of intense breath work. It's not. No. Sorry, I rebuke that. I rebuke it, Miss Chelsea on Facebook. Out of this whole group, there's one person that gets it. One person. This Karen Louise. She says it. She gets it. It's because Timothy Kelly knows that some Tetany can be somatic re-experiencing of trauma that involves satanic ritual abuse. So that's like, yeah, Satan, Prince of the Ether, and like, hey, it's showing up as dangerous, so back out of it. And she's like, I back him up when I say light workers should know that SRA is, and if not inclined to know, refers to other healers who do know. Everything you're teaching and or practicing are tools being used in spiritual warfare as well. And if you don't know that, you won't be able to distinguish normal from evil. So that's exactly it. The breath is a medium. Your breath, what you breathe in, again, that's Satan's realm. Prince of the Ether, Prince of the Air. So whether we're smoking crack, or you're smoking weed, or smoking cigarettes, and all that, you know that's just the medium. The breath becomes the medium to let those demonic spirits in. Even just talking about that, not even that, oh yeah, well you're now experiencing a symptom that people tend to know as tetany, all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, everybody and their mother knows about tetany now, and that, oh, it's safe all of a sudden. Okay, so yeah, just do it. You got it wrong. You got it wrong, and you need to change it up, because you're bringing people and you're influencing people into ways that are dangerous. And that not everybody teaches, and that I don't want to be even close to being attached to. Very dangerous, very dangerous. And no wonder there's such a small amount of people coming into your world. It's only the people that are interested in the occult, only people that are interested in the mystical arts and all that stuff. And we're leaving this whole group of normal people out. This whole group of normal people in society away from it, because they see, I don't want to be like that person. I don't want to be like that crazy yogi doing shamanic breath work or rebirthing stuff. I need to get the benefits of breath work and only do that. Show up at your yoga class like that? Nah, sorry, I'm not interested, right? So you've isolated yourself and a whole community of people that are trying to do something and are attached to breath work. So I rebuke your ways and rebuke any association with y'all, all right? This has been Tim Kelly. I'm Zen Hailing. I teach breath work, and I don't teach your stuff. Later. Breathe well. Stay flexible. Keep healing.